So you're thinking about journaling. Well, today I will be going over how to set up a new bullet journal for the new year, and I will show you all the things I use. But remember, you can journal your own way. Let's start with the notebook. I prefer these dotted grid notebooks. It helps for those who want to structure their pages as well as making nice lines, and you barely see them from the distance, so it's like a full-on Monet. Now this beauty will be for keeping me in check this year. I'm going to be using a Sakura Pigma Micron pen for all my black lines. I like that they don't bleed through my papers. Okay, let's begin. First things first, the key. Using simple symbols is the best way to go. Keeping this on the first page will be helpful for when you forget which symbol means what. I use this constantly so I could keep my journal looking good. This next page is another cheat sheet. When figuring out the layout of each page, it's a pain to constantly count the dots, only to lose count. So, by doing the hard work now, you can breeze through when making calendars in boxes of all sizes. Making a mistake is inevitable when journaling. You'll see me do it pretty often, but when it does, whiteout tape is the MVP. What mistake? Now that those are out of the way, I like to start this journal by reflecting back on last year and set my intentions for this year. Dedicate one page for reflecting and the other for what's to come. I'm not sure if I want to add photos or use drawings or words, so I'll do this later at night when I have a glass of wine. I'm sure it's gonna get crazy. Typically, my journals will be filled with pages of doodles here and doodles there, but you can also get creative with fun papers. I use a Tombow adhesive tape, glue without the hassle of oozing or getting on your fingers. And when using darker colored papers, these metallic paint pens are pretty fun, and it adds some pizzazz. I'll stick with the fireworks. If you're new to drawing, get inspired by your favorites and just let your ideas go wild. That's the beauty about journaling. I always enjoy doodling, but I also need to learn when to stop sometimes. I used a whiteout tape earlier to cover my mistakes, but there are other options. I'm using some scrap pieces of paper and my handy glue tape, and voila, a new canvas. And this is a fun way to make headers as well. For the year at a glance, I don't want to draw out 12 boxes, so instead I went for this bracket look, then filled each month accordingly. And remember, this year is gonna be a leap year. I always add the embellishments for the page at the end. This way, if I don't like it, I could play around until I get the look I want. So, color it is. I really like these Copic markers. They're great for blending and not leaving any streaks. If you're like me, and great minds think alike, we are the most motivated the beginning of the year. Now, I stopped having New Year's resolutions because I never keep them, but calling them goals works for me. I added these colorful drop shadows in each box to give a punch of color and a clear division between the boxes. And next to this page, I just added a motivational quote I found, and this is my way of working on lettering. I'm using a Crayola double brush side pen here, and I'm still not great at using it like the pros out there, but I like it. These next pages are more focused goals for 2020. Financially, my goal this year is to save up 10K. To draw a nice straight line, I'm using this little ruler, which is perfect for journaling. Surprisingly, I still have trouble drawing straight lines, even with rulers. Oh well. Every box represents $100, so the 10th box will be $1,000, and I have a big trip coming up in the spring, so I'm hoping this will cushion my savings when I need to pay it off. Every year I get a little wiser, and I want to be on top of it when it comes to my health. I weigh myself constantly but don't track it, so I thought of giving it a go this year. Also, I know my weight doesn't always reflect on how my progress is going, so I'm adding a little more. I'm motivated, remember? By adding an extra spreadsheet for body measurements may help me see that I'm gaining muscle or losing fat. I'm really just looking for a spread to look back on. Also, I'm dedicating a section just for my health appointments. I know I'll get a phone call or email to make a doctor's appointment soon, so I'll jot it down on this page and I'll cross it out as it happens. Sometimes your journal wants to admire what you did the page before, but life goes on, and this clip will help you hold down the page prior so you can stay focused. I'm adding a couple pages of these golden black sheets of paper, adding photos or movie tickets, just one thing each month that I can savor and look back on. This is my dog Darwin and her Christmas gift. She's the best. Before I get into January's journal, I'm gonna end it with another fun quote I found on the internet, and once again, work on my lettering. I hope this was helpful. I know bullet journaling may seem daunting, but you'll never know until you try. And stick around, because I have a January bullet journal coming soon after. Let me know if you have any tips that helped you along the way. But other than that, let's get journaling. Bye!